Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Susie from Girl Gone Green. If you guys are looking behind me, you're probably seeing a little empty space. I'm actually moving. Yes, we are moving soon. Our house is pending and then we're buying a new house, a new build. So I'm so excited. I've gotten to put some finishing touches on it, which has been so fun. If you guys want to see just more about the new build and what I've done to make it eco-conscious or a little bit more non-toxic, let me know in the comments. I would definitely love to share that with you, but I only want to share if you guys are into it and want to know about it. Anyways, that was a huge tangent side note, but I wanted to say today's video is all about the skincare products you do not need. Yes, those products that you don't need in your routine. I always talk about products that you do need, but I thought, what a fun way to share with you guys just products that you don't necessarily need in your routine that are just extra. And I'm not saying I don't use these products and I don't like them, but you don't necessarily need them in your skincare routine. So there's a big difference. Okay, if you guys haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe below, hit that big red button, and then right next door, hit the bell notification so you'll be the first to know when I have a brand new video up. If you haven't joined my Facebook group, Girl Gone Green Babes, head on over. There's over 2,700 of us. We are talking all about natural living in all its forms, from clean beauty to clean eating, non-toxic home products. It is so much fun. And then if you haven't started following me on Instagram, be sure to head on over and follow me. I'm at Girl Gone Green. I share all the nitty gritty when it comes to my life and how I live out this natural lifestyle. Okay, so we're gonna dive in deep into just 6 products that you don't need when it comes to your skincare routine. I thought this would be a great way for you to realize how you can maybe save some money, which is always huge because people will often ask me what are some budget-friendly options, but also just products that are marketed to us that don't necessarily we have to have in our routine. I think a lot of times people think if they're not having 20 products in their routine, then they're not doing it right. And while I will say as a skincare junkie, I do appreciate products. I do love trying them. Even for me, I've realized less is more a lot of times, and simplifying your routine can also help you to be really consistent with it compared to having all these products. So I hope this helps you kind of figure out what products you really need in your routine and which ones are going to be the most effective and also save you a little money. Okay, the first one is a facial mist, an essence, a toner, whatever you want to call it. They all kind of serve a little bit different of a purpose, but the main idea is that you're misting your face and you're kind of getting it damp, helping those pores stay open before you add in a serum or a targeted active ingredient. So you don't need them though. You don't need them. They're nice to have. They feel good. They smell good. But most of the time when you look on the back of them, a lot of times the first ingredient is water, maybe aloe with a few other ingredients. But in reality, they're not going to really make or break your skin. And they're not worth spending all your money if you are on a tight budget or if you just maybe aren't super into skincare in general and just want the basics. Just skip the toner, skip the essence, skip the facial mist. If you really want something, but maybe are on a tight budget, I would just get a little spray bottle, fill it with some water and spritz your skin before, your next product, or just get your face slightly damp after you cleanse it if it feels like it needs a little bit of hydration. That's essentially what it's doing. A lot of times it can be calming and soothing. At the same time, if it's filled with a lot of other maybe essential oils or I mentioned aloe, but all in all, you don't have to have this product and it can save you a lot of money in the long run. So again, I do like a facial mist. I use one every night. If I'm going out of town though, a lot of times I won't take one just because it's an extra product, it's liquid, it has a chance to leak too. So just know you can be free from having to have one if you really don't want one. The next product is a facial mask. Now, facial masks are really probably one of the most luxurious skincare products you can buy because, in my opinion, you don't need them. They're nice, they feel good. There's a lot of different facial masks depending on what you need for your skin. There's hydrating facial masks, there's detoxifying and purifying facial masks, so they're drawing impurities out. There's ones that really help to kind of help with skin tone, reduce redness. So you can have so many different types. There's ones even for just really helping you get that glow and sloughing off some of the dead skin. But you don't really need them. If you have a really good skincare routine and you're consistent with it, meaning you're cleansing your skin, you're treating it somehow with a serum, and you're hydrating it, you really don't need a mask necessarily. They're nice, they're fun, but you don't need one, because if you're doing the basics, your skin is going to respond, and it might not need all of those extra added products or actives in a mask because you're consistent with your routine. Not to say, do I love a mask? I love a mask. I think they're great. They're fun, they're relaxing. I can notice the difference a lot of times right after, but they're not a necessary product to have to use like on the daily. So if you want one, for sure, check out my blog post. I'll leave it below of my favorites. But again, I don't think it's a necessary product, especially if you're just getting into a skincare routine and maybe haven't had one in the past. I would say stick with the basics and don't get a mask, because sometimes it can seem overwhelming. You're like, when do I use this? How do I use this? And you aren't even cleansing your skin. Like, let's just stick with the basics first and then maybe add in a mask later. But overall, it's not necessary. It's totally just an extra fun skincare product. Okay, lip scrub. So lip scrubs are one of those products that like I've used in the past, like in seasons. I'll use one and then I don't use it. But for the most part, I just don't use it. If my lips tend to get flaky or dry, I usually just take a warm washcloth and I will rub it really good. And that takes care of like exfoliating them. But overall, like as long as I'm pretty consistent with hydrating my lips, moisturizing them, I don't need a lip scrub. I feel like it's just totally a luxury item, totally unnecessary. Really, you could just make your own. I mean, get a little sugar, get a little oil, you've got a lip scrub. Some people love them, maybe that's their product, but overall, it's definitely not a necessary product and not one that I would be spending a ton of money on if I'm on a budget. Okay, the next product is hydration serum. So a lot of times we see, serums targeted for so many specific areas of our skin, whether maybe there's a redness reducing serum or a serum that helps with acne or a serum that's just for hydration. And I think a lot of times there's serums for sure that are necessary. And I think you should have a serum in your routine, hands down, because they're usually the most active product. But I would say that hydration serums in general aren't necessarily a needed one in skincare unless you have just like crazy dry skin and like nothing will hydrate it. But even me, I have dry skin and I don't think a hydration serum on top of another serum is necessary. Because usually if you look at the ingredients in a hydration serum, it's aloe, it's water is the first ingredient. They're not full of like really, actives like a vitamin B or a retinol or a vitamin C that you might find in another serum. It's just kind of a hydration serum. It's water, it's aloe, it's things that are going to hydrate. So I would say for the most part, it's just not needed because you can add some water to a bottle. You could, add a little bit extra, aloe just from a plant to your skin. You could do a lot of things that could hydrate your skin, but you don't necessarily have to have a hydration serum. I think that they are marketed to us and they are definitely fun. Okay, my fifth one is a balm. I don't think that you need a balm in your routine. Maybe some would argue with me, but for me personally, like a balm is something that is very extra after you've cleansed, after you've added your serum and your moisturizer, then you put a balm on. And I really don't think you need balms unless you are just in maybe a crazy cold environment, outside a lot, and your skin just needs to be protected. Balms are really great at protecting your skin from environmental factors, whether it's wind or like harsh climates. It really kind of like puts a seal over your skin to help, keep the environmental factors away and out. But I don't think on the day-to-day, like for most of us, we need a balm. A lot of times they are a little extra oily and greasy. They sit on top of your skin and they don't necessarily do as much as, like having to have a cleanser or a moisturizer. So for me personally, I don't recommend always balms to people because I think they are one of those like luxury items that, okay, great, if you have a skincare routine and you really want to add one to it, do it. But I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's needed. I think it's one of those products that, you know, like I said, if you're going somewhere and the climates are very, you know, extreme, sure, maybe a balm would be great. Or maybe you could just add some extra moisturizer, use a little extra oil. But overall, I think if you're taking care of your skin and doing a basic skincare routine, like I mentioned, balms aren't necessarily, you have to have a balm. So the last one, last but not least, is an eye cream. And I bet people will argue with me on this, but for me, I don't think an eye cream is necessary. An eye serum, I think that's a little bit different, but an eye cream per se, usually an eye cream is basically just like a moisturizer, but they are marketing it towards you, you know, with the term eye cream. So we think it's made specifically for the eyes. But for the most part, I tell people you could just add a little bit more of your you know, treatment serum underneath your eye if it doesn't bother you. You could add a little bit of your own moisturizer underneath your eye to hydrate. I think for me, what I do a lot of times is I will just add some of my treatment serum, whatever I'm using, underneath my eye. Works great versus having to get something separate. I do think eye serums can be a little different because I suffer from milia, which if you're not familiar with milia, it's just these hard little white, they almost look like whiteheads, but they're hard. Sometimes I'll get them around my eye, and I know it's because I'm using too much of a moisturizer. It's too hydrating, it's too thick. And so in that instance, a lot of times for me, I'm looking for something that's a little bit thinner overall. And so I will just look for a serum, like an eye serum. Not to say I don't love an eye product, I totally do. I just don't think that they're like the most necessary product. I think you can really use like your regular moisturizer underneath there if you want to hydrate, or like I said, a serum. Again, are they nice? For sure. Are they like that different than a serum or, you know, a moisturizer? I don't know. I feel like it's a lot of the similar ingredients a lot of times that I'm seeing in both of them. So, and they can be really expensive. They can always, I feel like, add up the price tag a little bit more. So if you have the budget, go for it. If you're like, I don't, then nix it. I hope this video was super helpful when thinking about what to add and what not when it comes to your skincare routine. If you were thinking about like, okay, what products should I have then in my skincare routine? I would say a good cleanser. You want to make sure you're getting off your makeup, all the debris, all the dirt from the day. Super important. I would definitely make sure and have some sort of serum that is targeting an area. This is really full of all the actives. So whether it's really helping with, you know, anti-aging benefits or discoloration, there's so many things that a serum can do. And like I said, it's going to be your most active product. So really invest there. And then a moisturizer, whether that's an oil for you or maybe it's a lotion or a cream. I think we all need hydration because that's going to really help seal in our products and help our skin look vibrant and plump, especially the more we age, our skin loses the elasticity and loses, you know, the moisture. So we're gonna need to add more moisture. But I don't think we need to get into, you know, all the extras all the time. I think sometimes simple is good. And if, you know, it overwhelms you to think about all the products you could get or going and seeing all the products that are possible, then just stick to the basics. Yeah, get basic skincare and just be consistent with that. It goes so far and your skin will thank you. And then maybe if your budget opens up or if you want to explore, you know, add in a mask, add in other products, but don't feel like you have to get those products. I would say, you know, always focus on what your skin really needs and then maybe add them in later if you feel like, yeah, I want to do more. If you like this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. Let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see, and keep me posted if you want to hear about the like house update and as far as, you know, non-toxic options that we choose. I would love to share more in videos if you guys are up for that. So have a great week. I will see you next week.